boots built specifically for this postseason for Connecticut, where they are hyped up. It's the first time, Rebecca, in 3 years that Paige Bueckers and AZ Fudd are together on the floor going for a national championship.
And this is where it's all going to start for the UConn Huskies, and Arkansas State coming out in a man-to-man. UConn has such a size advantage at every position in this game.
Bueckers tries to open up the scoring with a three. Today's starting lineup's brought to you by Capital One, and they are led by Chrislyn Rose. They have a handful of transfers that we'll see a lot of. It's a new system and all new personnel for Destiny Rogers. And there's her sister, and on the drive, the first of what might be a lot of blocks today for Connecticut, and Jenna El-Alfi.
But Winter Rogers doing a good job understanding that she has pulled El-Alfi away from the basket, probably has the quickness advantage, but it doesn't matter. El-Alfi 6'5", able to block the shot.
Here is Rose, the MVP of the Sun Belt Championship, on a lay-in early.
And you see right away, Arkansas State picking up and they'll full court man-to-man, will trap, run, and jump. UConn spent a lot of time in their shoot-around this morning working on breaking the pressure.
Gino Auriemma, 40th season with those 11 national championships. They are 2 wins away from a 31st consecutive Sweet 16, and it's Sarah Strong to open up the scoring for Connecticut.
Sarah Strong can score from anywhere on the floor. She is great out to the three-point line in terms of making jump shots. She can take you off the bounce as well.
3 ball on the way, and that is off the mark from Anna Griffin. Strong will try and counter with the triple and does. Any opponent that comes in here, so critical, Rebecca, to handle this first big haymaker of a punch from Connecticut.
And one of the tough things when you're a three-point shooting team, those long rebounds can lead to runouts for the UConn Huskies.
Rose, defended by AZ Fudd, goes to the left side, and that's already a couple of blocks in the first 2 minutes.
So we're talking about the transition. You get a missed three, you get the rebound, and how about AZ Fudd taking it to the paint and then spraying it out? Sarah Strong draining the three. Here's our first hockey line type of sub for Arkansas State.
5 in, the starting 5 out. They like to do it every couple of minutes if they can. They had a game earlier this year, they missed by 3 seconds, having 10 players each play 20 minutes. And there's a shot clock violation for the UConn defense.
AZ Fudd may have gotten a piece of that one as well. And we talked about the difference in the size of the players on each of these teams. And that's where I think it can be really apparent. How many block shots will Connecticut be able to get even on the perimeter today?
There's Bueckers, hoping she can match a deep run to the Final Four, where she was the 2nd best scorer in the tournament behind Caitlin Clark a year ago, as Fudd knocks it down. Couple of threes early for Connecticut. That's really good news. They forced a turnover there. When they hit these, Rebecca, they're really tough to beat.
That was the biggest indicator. UConn had 3 losses this year, and combined in those 3, they shot 24% from the three-point line. When they are stroking it from deep, this is a tough, tough team to contend with.
We'll have to handle this full-court pressure throughout. Here's Fudd. Pull-up 3, nails it. Well, we heard him talking in the studio. If she's aggressive with her shot, she's trouble.
And it always helps AZ Fudd if she sees 1 or 2 go down early in terms of her willingness to continue to take them.
Huskies have hit 4 of their first 5. It's 1 for 5 for Arkansas State, and there's a block out top. And will she get her own block assist for a lay-in? Sarah Strong, and the quick timeout for the Red Wolves.
UConn has incredible size at every position. Sarah Strong comes out, blocks the 3, able to get inside and finish. UConn up 11. back in stores where the UConn Huskies have the 13-2 lead. They're getting it done on the defensive end of the floor, and it's not just their bigs with the blocks. Guards getting into the action as well, and it's led to points the other way. Sarah Strong with an early 7, and UConn is going to be a tough out in this tournament if they can efficiently make shots from 3. They are 75% already here 3 minutes into the game.
Threes and B's early on, 7 for Strong, 6 for AZ Fudd. And Arkansas State opening up just 1 of 6 from the floor. And now Connecticut trying to bring some heat as well.
Arkansas State has not gotten anything easy on the offensive end of the floor. That's one of the cleaner looks they've gotten. They're going to really need to try to create offense from their defense, get some breakaways or quick threes in transition before the defense has a chance to get out, because UConn is just too long once they're able to set up defensively in the quarter court.
The three-pointer accounts for nearly 50% of their scoring. They shoot over 30 per game on 4 occasions this year. They've attempted over 40. A system that Destiny Rogers coached in high school. Her dad, Ron, a terrific high school coach. Of course, Connecticut used to it after playing against Tennessee earlier this year. The Lady Vols picked up a win. And the last team to beat Connecticut. Bueckers, look at how quickly they get up the floor, and then Strong couldn't hold on to it. Here come the hockey subs again. So they do get subs in at the 8-minute mark, and now again here at the 6-minute mark.
And this is a game where Arkansas State will not only exert energy on the defensive end of the floor, but you see UConn picking them up full court, making them work in the quarter court as well.
Zion Shannon. Tough to shake these Connecticut defenders. Another block inside for El Alfie.
UConn is an outstanding defensive team, not only at the point of attack, but their help defense. El Alfie there waiting, knowing that the guard, if she comes in to shoot it, is not going to be able to get it over her reach.
They're top 5 in the country in field goal percentage defense. There's another takeaway and a foul called.
And that's the length of Paige Bueckers. I mean, it was the biggest thing that we noticed yesterday as we're watching all of these teams practice back to back to back when Arkansas State came in, just how small they are.
Yeah. There's a size advantage all over the court. Substitution, KK Arnold coming on for UConn, as well as Ashlyn Shade. So here's their smaller lineup without a true post. Fudd off the mark. Chance for Brown to rebound and run. Shade got a hand on it.
But there's no room because the help defense is so good, it just collapses anytime a player gets beat by one dribble.
There is a contest at every turn for the UConn defense. 1 for 10 shooting now for Arkansas State. Fudd gets an open look, has missed a couple in a row. And the offensive rebound for Ashlyn Shade. Fudd pulling the trigger again, finds the bottom of the net. AZ Fudd with 10.
It's always a great sign if AZ Fudd continues to look to shoot the basketball after she's missed a couple.
Winter Rogers, the coach's sister, that one won't fall. Fudd already 3 of 5 from deep. Strong. Back it inside, goes to the right hand off the window.
Sarah Strong has incredible patience for a post player when she has her back to the basket, waits, assesses, sees if the double team comes, help came, so she turned over that baseline shoulder.
There's Fudd with a steal, and she'll get the layup. And it's a 20-2 start for UConn. A 5-minute drought will continue for the Red Wolves. Thud, another steal and a finish. Red Wolves are struggling to get the ball across midcourt, and Shade almost got another.
Sarah Strong is the best freshman in the country, and she has shown us today the versatility of her game. Blocking shots, handling, and finishing the other way.
Well, the celebration for the very first time as champions of the Sun Belt Conference and their first trip to the NCAA tournament. And Destiny Rogers, the head coach, able to coach her younger sister, Winter Rogers, and what a moment for their family. There's a couple more Rogers on the way, by the way. And just a terrific story. JMU was the prohibitive favorite. And the Red Wolves rallied from 17 down at halftime to shock JMU in overtime in the championship.
The Sun Belt Conference championship game was one of the most exciting championship games that I was able to watch this year. And Arkansas State showed so much heart coming back from that deficit. Kristlyn Rose was terrific, especially in the fourth quarter and into the overtime. This is a team that has highly skilled players. And they have run into, here in Storrs, Connecticut, in the first round, an incredibly focused UConn team that is giving up nothing on the defensive end and that is being incredibly efficient when they're able to get to their offensive side. Asa Fudd, 13, Sarah Strong with 9. No one else has scored for the UConn Huskies. That's been enough so far.
They are shooting 75%, including 4 threes.
And Arkansas State, 5 turnovers. UConn has scored on each of them. 10 points off of those turnovers.
Well, you know the old adage, press a team that likes to press. Give them a little bit of their own medicine, and that has been very successful for Connecticut here in the first quarter. It's the 2 seed and the 15 seed. Morgan will get a clean look and hit the 3.
Is that perhaps the first uncontested look Arkansas State has gotten? And that's what they can do when they have a little bit of time and space and don't have a UConn defender right up on them there. They can make shots.
That ends a nearly 6-minute drought. Their second basket of the ball game. Nice backdoor cut, Bueckers, and it's her first basket of the day.
Those two play so well with one another. Sarah Strong is an outstanding passer and reads Paige Bueckers' backdoor cuts beautifully.
Morgan off the drive, knocked loose. There are some really talented 1-2 punches inside and out as Strong gets the layup. Rebecca, this twosome may be the most efficient in the country.
They're certainly the most efficient twosome in the country. I think they are the best inside out. You do have some other pretty formidable ones with Juju Watkins, Kiki Iriafen at USC being 2.
Looking for more points off of turnovers. And Arkansas State will give it away. That's their 7th giveaway.
On the empty side of the floor, as soon as you see Arkansas State overplay, Paige Bueckers back cuts to the basket, beautiful pass, and then 2 UConn players on the floor to corral that board. Was there a dribble? I don't think there was a dribble. Nope. They got end-to-end just with passes.
Textbook, if it never hits the floor for a fast break. Bueckers tried it again. And now she'll step outside for 3. Terrific hustle by Shade, gets him another possession.
You've seen that throughout the course of the season for UConn. Ashton Shade just crashing the basket, keeping basketballs alive for her team. Extra possessions.
Bueckers off the cross, the kick. Long rebound, back out to Paige. Strong on the 3rd chance, no. And it'll stay at this end for a 5th opportunity.
There's been no let up from UConn. I mean, as soon as they see Arkansas State catching the ball in the corner, 2 players just go over the trap, try to get the ball back.
Would ornery be a good word to describe Gino's demeanor at shoot-around this morning? He was getting after him a little bit.
Yeah, he was. Don't try to tell me that he's softened up at all in the last 30 years. He was vintage this morning.
Well, if he was trying to deliver a message, it is well received by Connecticut. They have played like this is a national championship game. No let up at all. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first. Long rebound and run. Strong, coast to coast, lays it up and in. 13 here in the first quarter for Sarah in her NCAA tournament debut. Stolen by Fudd, and it's turned into a track meet.
And that's the problem when you go against the UConn Huskies if you're a team that plays at a fast pace, because if you get yourself into a deficit, they are happy to run, and it can just mean trouble.
One and done on that trip, and here they come again. Shade gets the puppy set, in and out. And it's going to be a foul on Ashland on the reach. Final minute of this first quarter, first round action. Huskies have cooled a little bit after hitting 3 of 4 from downtown, just 1 of their last 8.
They pulled a bit from downtown.
Not elsewhere
really
on the court.
Elsewhere, no.
No.
Talked about Coach Rana being a little ornery and shoot around this morning. The player that was at the other end of that, KK Arnold.
Yeah.
But she's come out with some good energy here.
Playing inspired. You know, I'm an English major, but sometimes my math is actually pretty good, Rebecca. They are 10 for 10 inside the arc to start out this ball game. A lot of layups. Executing well. Strong will take a break. Bueckers back on. Takeaway on the inbound. An easy one for Paige. Her first basket.
11 for 11.
11 for 11 on 2-point attempts. Going to be good hustle by Arkansas State to keep that one in play. And a charge taken by Bueckers. The All-American down on the deck.
Talked about UConn's help defense, and it has been solid. Paige Bueckers trying to get to the spot, gets the charge called.
Recently named a first-team All-American, trying to get to her 4th Final Four here in her UConn career. Smart hold for one.
Yeah, smart decision. There's your Fudd wide open, but yes, you want to hold for one even when you have this kind of a lead.
Caitlin Chen, the Princeton transfer, will get them going. Final 5 seconds. Chen back to Bueckers, and they do not get a shot up. Gino says, shoot the ball, somebody. Well, they didn't miss from inside the line in that first quarter. They were popping threes as well. Big lead for Connecticut. Back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Let's check out how they are fueling the run, brought to you by Wendy's. An amazing start to the ball game for Connecticut. They started out the season number 2 in the polls. High expectations, a 31-3 record, all 3 of their losses to ranked teams, and they probably have the most impressive win on anybody's resume in the tournament. The rout on the road, snapping a 71-game home court win streak down at South Carolina. They are rolling into this postseason. And they are pretty much unbeatable at home in the NCAA tournament. 52 straight wins over the last 32 years. 32 also matches their scoring margin when they're here in Connecticut. And a big first quarter, Rebecca Lobo. They did not miss a 2-point shot, 11 for 11.
And when you're a top seed, a top 1 or 2 seed, you want to establish yourself in the first game of the tournament and just get off on the right note, playing well defensively, offensively. Gino Reyna has to be thrilled with what he saw in that first quarter.
Turnovers a big issue. That's 13 of them now for Arkansas State. 18 points off of those for Connecticut. Big starts for Strong and Fudd offensively. Fudd feeling it again from deep, no.
That's going to continue to be there if UConn can break the pressure. It's front-loaded. Those backside corners are both open.
Hollister brings it across. Here's Rogers, and she gets the mid-range. Winter Rogers, the junior from Little Rock, who transferred in from West Virginia. Played for her father in high school, now playing for her sister in college. And a former Arkansas Player of the Year. Her younger sister just won the honor this week in the Arkansas prep ranks. Connecticut forces another turnover. Shade, good. Fifth one of the first half for Connecticut.
This is the one area where I think Arkansas State should continue to try to get the basketball, and that's to Winter Rogers right here. She's got the quick step back, which gives you space, a reverse pivot, which gives you space against the longer defender. If she can get that shot off quickly, that's probably their best opportunity to get a good look in the quarter court.
Foul charge to El Alfie. Third on Connecticut in this first half. Only a couple on Arkansas State. It has had some flow to it, not a lot of whistles. Connecticut still shooting at a 65% clip. Another backdoor. Bueckers gives up the layup, looking for the three, and a good trade for Paige.
And this is why UConn is a team with a high assist percentage. They share the ball so well. Multiple players could have taken the shot, continued to pass to get to the player with the most open look. First, beautiful pass to Bueckers. Then she's out to Fudd, over to Shade. Bueckers could have shot, Fudd could have shot. No, they went one more. It's a fun way to play basketball. It's a fun brand to watch.
Third in the country in assists, seventh best three-point shooting team. Geno's Club, the only team in America to shoot 50% or better. McAllister, and the score out of the break, off the mark. Arkansas State, they are the only team to qualify for the tournament. Picked in the preseason to finish last in their league, and they end up winning their league. It's been an amazing turnaround. Fun for all the folks in Jonesboro to take part. Bueckers pulls up baseline for two. Off the bounce, swatted by Bueckers. They get an open look for three. Those are the ones that gotta knock down. Chen off the deflection, and the finish. UConn has assisted on 14 of 20 buckets. Griffin deep three.
How about the baseball pass from Paige Bueckers to Caitlin Chen over the top of the defense. Again, a front-loaded press. All the Arkansas State players are in the front court. So if you can corral the ball on a defensive board or even here against the press and get it over the top, it's going to be an advantage for UConn.
After that last possession, now also 6 blocks for Connecticut. There's a takeaway. Rogers was there to steal. Nice change of direction and pace. And the lay-in good for Bella Weary, the junior out of Jacksonville.
Really nice job attacking the paint, attacking the basket, using quickness to get there.
Baseline probe for Fudd. AZ with 15 in this first half. Remember the All-Big East first team this year? Mid-range, good. Kristen Rose, sophomore out of Saxe, Texas. She's their floor general. Chen, short. Numbers now for Arkansas State. That three's off the mark.
And that's what happens, right? When you finally get an open look, you take it quickly. She had a teammate open in the right corner for the one more. But it's been hard to find open looks for Arkansas State at any point here in the first half.
Shooting just 21%. They are 1 of 10 from outside the line. That's their bread and butter, the three ball. Into the paint, block number 7 for Connecticut. As well as a couple of blocked passes.
Nice tip, and then steal by Rogers, and then a beautiful crossover. Strong quickness, nice finish inside as well. And then coming off the screen, the mid-range pull-up for Rose. That might be there. Continue to run that on-ball screen. Let her get to her mid-range shot, elevate, and score.
Starting to find their way a little bit after a rough start. This isn't an easy environment to step into. McAllister, shot clock's under 10. Strong out to block another one on the perimeter. That's number 8 on the day, and another deflected pass. Fudd on the run, looking for shade and finding her. And one. Just relentless. It's a 50-burger in 15 minutes.
Remarkable what Connecticut has been able to do in this first half in terms of protecting the rim, protecting the three-point line, and then getting out, getting in transition. Oof.
Let's check out today's game track, brought to you by Invesco QQQ. And it's been all Huskies. 34 points in the first quarter. They have 50 in the first 15 minutes. Strong and Fudd, spectacular so far.
And Beth and Drea and Chene, I think any team that's not a 4-seed or better would be experiencing something similar against UConn here in stores today. They are just playing so incredibly well.
They are wired right from the start. Have just taken away everything that Arkansas State was trying to do.
I mean, KK Arnold just there, how she was defending. You know, she was on Coach Oriema's list this morning, and she is putting out great effort here, especially on the defensive end of the floor. Did she just get called for a foul?
I think it was that on, yes it was, her first.
I thought that was just really good defense.
As well as Fudd and Bueckers and Strong are playing. It was interesting, Gino telling us today at Shoot Around, it may be the other 3 that decide our fate and how deep we go in this tournament. The other 2 starters and then the 3rd helper they can get off the bench so that nobody can cheat on Strong or Fudd or Bueckers moving forward.
That's huge. That's huge for Connecticut going forward because KK Arnold this season has been the player on the perimeter that teams could help off of because she has struggled from 3. But she shot the ball well in the Big East Championship game. Huge for her to make that one.
There's a steal. She's got 3 assists, a couple of rebounds, and gets Fudd the and one opportunity.
I mean, just getting after it on the defensive end of the floor. We've seen blocks going the other way in transition. Here, it's a pick, and then AZ Fudd going in for the and one. What are they now inside the...
I had him at 16 of 17, so now is at 17 of 18 two-point shots. Fudd's lighting it up. How about an 18-point first half? 3 players in double digits. Scoop shot, won't go from Morgan. And another. Long pass down court. Bueckers to Strong.
And that's key for Paige Bueckers because there's been times in her career where she hasn't been willing, I think, a fear of a turnover to throw that advanced pass. We've seen it a couple times here today. It makes UConn even more dangerous in transition. We saw the baseball pass earlier from Paige Bueckers. Here, the two-handed vault get ahead. Sarah Strong has such good hands, especially for a big. They're soft, she catches it. Patience, finishes.
Well, it goes back to what we were talking about with the huge size advantage. You don't have to send a bunch of Huskies to the glass. They're handling the rebounds just fine, and that allows 2 or 3 to start running out the other way. And big hand from the crowd here for Caroline Ducharme, who missed the first 28 games of the season, trying to come back from injury. Getting some minutes here towards the end of the season.
And again, this is a player in Caroline Ducharme who is a threat from the perimeter. So right now, all 5 players for UConn, because Ice Brady can step out and hit them as well. All 5 players you have to guard out on the three-point line.
Mantu, who's their best three-point shooter, off the mark there. UConn ball and Brady will inbound with 3 minutes to go in the first half. First round action. Winner of this one will face the winner of Oklahoma State, South Dakota State. That is coming up next. That game will be over on ESPN2 here from Stores. Ducharme stepping inside the line.
Big smile on Coach Oriana's face and all of the UConn Huskies on the bench as well. They know what this young woman has been through to get herself back on the basketball court.
Offensive rebound, Morgan trying to work her way inside. Another opportunity on the glass. Rose, the step back. And Ducharme with a rebound. Ducharme going to take it all the way in. And a missed layup. Arkansas State will counter. In and out on that 3 from Morgan.
Those are the shots that are going to have to fall, for Arkansas State to find some kind of a rhythm or a flow on the offensive end of the floor.
Good hustle there by Rogers to get a hand in the passing lane and knock it out.
And you talk about our conversation with Coach Oriana and how important KK Arnold and Shade and Chen will be. Well, they're also going to need more from El Alfie and Ice Brady in certain matchups. Their size, especially on the defensive end of the floor, in certain matchups down the road could be vital for the UConn Huskies.
Again, as they continue to advance, lurking off in the distance, a potential showdown, a rematch with USC. That would be in the Elite 8 out in Spokane.
And if seeds hold, they would have a matchup potentially with Oklahoma, who has Reagan Beers on the inside. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Just underway on this first round Saturday. Wall-to-wall action for you on ABC and the ESPN networks, including another #1 seed Texas tonight, and LSU also this evening. And apparently we're getting word out of Baton Rouge that Anissa Morrow and Flau'jae Johnson should be good to go and suit up for the Tigers. Ducharme stepping through on the glass.
Before her injury, that's one of the things Caroline Ducharme did so well. You have to defend her on the three-point line, but she can be fearless attacking the rim. Caroline Ducharme, yeah, you have to get out and guard her, and then there's, after all she's been through, the head injuries, the neck injuries, she is still fearless in terms of looking at contact as she drives into the lane.
Fudd wide open, drains it. 21 in the first half for Azzi Fudd. 9th best three-point shooter in the country. Showing it off here this afternoon. Sharon out of bounds.
Really good look, though, from Paige Bueckers. Ice Brady there when she catches it, needs to turn and face because Caroline Ducharme was open cutting to the basket. Paige Bueckers saw her the whole way. Ice Brady didn't, just because she didn't square up.
Gotta hit that triple threat right away. Final 30 seconds of this first half. It has been a UConn onslaught. 3 ball on the way, around and out from Brown, and they can hold for 1. Bueckers, 8 points, 3 assists in this opening half. Already 3 Huskies in double digits. Bueckers turns it over. Good if it goes, and it rattles in for Griffin, and a 3 at the buzzer. 66-16. UConn, the 2 seed, showing off all their skills, shooting 68% in the first half. The high point for the Red Wolves, that one to beat the buzzer. Let's get you back to the studio now with Elle Duncan. Gamble Pavilion here at Storrs, a 66-point first half, the second most of any half in UConn's NCAA tournament history. The big advantage, the 2 seed over the 15 seed. Beck Mullins alongside the Naismith Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. They've been doing it, Rebecca, at both ends of the floor. So efficient offensively, and the shot blocking a big difference defensively.
Well, this is a UConn team that the separator for them this season from playing good and playing great is their efficiency from the 3-point line. And they came out firing here today, shooting 42%. 8 of 19 from 3 in that game. 4 different players able to make one from deep. They were just on point, sharing the ball, able to finish as well. And how about, we're accustomed to shot charts. How about a block chart? UConn in that first half, 9 blocks. Where did they come from? Well, multiples came from in the paint. We're accustomed to that. How about 1 from the mid-range, 2 from 3? They were just dominant defensively, including blocking those shots.
Held Arkansas State to just 6 baskets. And meanwhile, for UConn, they shot 68% and assisted on 70% of their buckets. 3 players in double digits, led by AZ Fudd, who was flirting with a point, assist, steals triple-double. Trying to lob it over the top to El Alfi. Chen comes out with it.
That was really nice help from Mae Brown, though, so that El Alfi couldn't catch the pass.
Working against the shot clock now, and it goes back inside to Jana. Around and out. Arkansas State. Here's Rose directing traffic. Same starting group back out there for both sides. Open up this third quarter. And that's knocked out of bounds to Connecticut.
They're going to need to have Rose continue to be aggressive there. Going to the basket, she got a good look, wasn't able to convert.
Destiny Rogers and Arkansas State, their first trip to the NCAA tournament in school history, one of the bigger conference tournament upsets. A stunner in overtime over James Madison. But it's been a whole different ball game today.
And we've seen this throughout the course of the game. You pick apart the front of the press and you get the wide open look from the corner, and AZ Fudd doesn't miss many of those.
5th triple for Fudd, 24 points. Rogers bangs in a mid-range.
Again, she's got the nice reverse pivot that gives her the space to shoot over El Alfi.
But then the quick counter for UConn. The fast break points now 36 in the ball game. And they've hardly missed 2-pointers today. fighting over the top of the screen. Now Alfie calling it out for her, and then a triple is good from Rose.
Feels like here in the third quarter, Arkansas State's finally settled in a little bit in terms of the patience on their offensive shots.
Bueckers trail 3, nails it. She's now into double digits with 11. Joining Strong, Fudd, and Ashlyn Shade.
Azzi Fudd in the corner after UConn breaks the press. I mean, that's an uncontested shot. And the way she has been this season, you got to get out there. Great job by Chen. Dribble penetration, 2 feet in the paint, kicks it back out to Bueckers, and then helps her up as well. 2 assists on that, right?
5 players have hit a triple so far for Connecticut. Oh, nice feed inside, missed the layup. Sam Grant, and now Strong the other way, and it's more fast break buckets. Sarah now with 17 and 7 rebounds. Strong, block number 10. They are now 2 shy of their tournament record, a dozen.
Great job recovering, and we saw in the previous possession Sarah Strong fighting over a screen. Well, she also is a rim protector for the UConn Huskies, a big who can defend every area of the floor.
Under 10 on the shot clock. McAllister, block number 11. That one to Bueckers. They got to hustle. And that's a shot clock violation, does not hit the rim. Fudd got another one. That's her 6th.
How quickly she catches the ball and launches, and she can get it off against most defenders in the country, and just the way she's shooting with confidence, it just makes Connecticut so much of a better team. And we saw that against South Carolina earlier this year.
6 for 9 from 3. Strong drops it off for Chen. UConn opens up this third quarter 6 for 8 from the floor. McAllister. Chen with a box out, Strong on the run. She'll wait for some cavalry, and a foul.
Watch how quickly when Azzi Fudd catches the ball, she gets it into her shooting pocket and then just launches. It's so pretty when it leaves her hand.
That ties her career high with 6.
I mean, how good has UConn been today with their advanced passing? We've replayed some of Paige Bueckers' get-ahead passes, but anytime they corral the ball, they've got teammates running the floor and then are looking to advance it to them.
Bueckers and Fudd both check out. Shade and Arnold come on. Here's Chen at the line, 82%. Hey, for the 5th straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to ncaa.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Coming up next here on ABC, one of the 1 seeds, the Juju Watkins-led Trojans of Southern Cal will take on UNC Greensboro at about 3 Eastern on ABC. Full slate of games all afternoon and all night long on ESPN, ESPNU, ESPN2. Five on the shot clock. Strong hits another 3. That's her 2nd, and she's got 20.
She is just so incredibly smooth with everything that she does on both ends of the floor. This is her first NCAA tournament game. She's a freshman, already one of the top 10 players in the country.
Likely the winner of National Freshman of the Year honors. She's already the Big East Rookie of the Year. And here she comes with the push. free mid. Mae Brown able to tip it to herself. There's block number 12, and that'll tie their NCAA tournament record. 17 is their all-time blocks record.
Am I going to get in trouble for saying NCAA earlier, and it should have been NCAA?
Were you part of that 17 block game? We got to get research on that.
I don't know. I may have been.
Efforting as we take a timeout. All Huskies here in the first round from Stores. What a career it's been at UConn for Paige Bueckers in her 5th season, her last chance. And she's got almost all the accolades, the statistics only tell part of the story. Big East Player of the Year 3 times, only 3-time tournament MVP. She was a National Player of the Year as a rookie, only freshman ever to do that. 3 Final Fours, 1 shot at a national championship. And this postseason chase is all about filling that hole right there. It would be her first, it would be a 12th at Connecticut. She's already a part of the Women's Huskies of Honor as the All-American. And she has a chance in this postseason to move up to 3rd all-time in scoring behind just Maya Moore and Brianna Stewart. Only Maya has a better career scoring average than Bueckers does.
It's remarkable what Paige Bueckers has done in her career. The most remarkable thing to me when it comes to her statistics, she's a 50-40-85 efficiency through the course of her career. Over the course of the last 25 years, no other player has been a 50-40-85 for their career. Now, her next free throw make, she'll be a 50-40-90 for the season. She leads the nation in assists to turnover. We have not had that happen in the last 25 years, which is as far as the database goes. I would venture to think it has never happened before. And based on those numbers, she is the most efficient player we have ever seen in the women's college game.
How far can she and the Huskies go? They are off to a fabulous start here in their opening round matchup against Arkansas State. They will face the winner of Oklahoma State and South Dakota State. That's coming up next year in Stores. That is the only first-round matchup of teams that finished in the top 25 in the AP poll. So we're expecting a tight one to follow us. That'll be on ESPN2. Of course, USC is coming up on ABC next.
Yeah, I think the Oklahoma State, South Dakota State game is going to be really fun to watch. Both teams run really good pro-style offense, have high assist numbers, make threes.
Free throw is good. Ali Zabel is now in the ball game for UConn. The other thing I think the takeaway here for Husky fans, Rebecca, is going to be the first time in 3 years seeing Paige and Fudd together in the postseason in the NCAA tournament. Gino told us earlier today, when those two were right, it is really right. We saw a lot of that in the South Carolina win. And they will ride those two in what they hope will be a return trip to the Final Four. They've been there 14 of the last 15 years. Under 3 minutes to go here in the third. On to, and the pass to her coach, out of bounds. And a nice hand from Aubrey Griffin as she checks in. There's what we're looking at here, Regional 4 Spokane. Oklahoma State, South Dakota State, the 7-10 matchup, about 3:30 Eastern on ESPN2. Significant entrance here, though, for Griffin in her 6th season. Missed a lot of the regular season and then sat out the Big East tournament with knee soreness. She is available today. Not sure if she's on a pitch count or not, but Husky fans glad to have another weapon in the arsenal. on the drive, a foul on UConn. That's on KK Arnold. No real foul trouble on either side, although KK does pick up her third there. Only 15 whistles the entire game. Got about a minute and a half to go in the third. Brady trying to post up, has to step out of the lane. Double team coming at her, and they turn it over. It has just been so hard to get points up against this Connecticut defense. Arkansas State right now in their third drought of the game of nearly 5 minutes. Just the 8 baskets in the day. Griffin through the double finds Brady. And here comes Arkansas State. Final minute of this third quarter. On 2, got it. The senior from Pittsburgh.
A little dribble penetrating kick in secondary might be good opportunities for them to get shots up. The tough part is when you miss, UConn can run the other way, but it is a chance to get a clean look at the basket.
Shade, defender went behind the screen, and Ashlyn buries it.
She is so good and efficient in her mid-range pull-up.
That's her third triple, 17 points for her. Looking for the final shot of the quarter. Morgan off the mark, and that'll do it. 92-24 UConn. More hoops coming up after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Looking forward to that. USC on deck. UConn right now. Our Capital One rewarding performance is AZ Fudd flirting with a triple-double today.
AZ Fudd came out firing confidently and has played so well on both ends of the floor. 27 points, 6 of 9 from 3. I don't expect to see her again here in the fourth quarter, but she's certainly had a great game in only 3 quarters so far.
27 points, 7 assists, 5 steals. Sarah Strong with a double-double, 20 and 12 with 5 assists. Bueckers has 11 points and 4 assists. And Ashlyn Shade, 17 on the day. There you see the Fudd numbers. She and Bueckers finally healthy together again in the NCAA tournament. Last time they did that was Fudd's rookie year in 2022. They've got Griffin back on the floor, so they've got some depth. That hasn't been the case for Paige.
I think one of the biggest things, this is the first time in Paige Bueckers' career where this is a healthy and deep UConn team. They've had 11 players play today. They've had multiple players come in off the bench and make real contributions. And you know, a season ago, it was quite a surprise for many for UConn as a 3 seed to make it to the Final Four just because they've been decimated by injuries. And so much of that was on the shoulders of Paige Bueckers. Well, this year, there are a lot of different shoulders out there on the floor to bear the weight, and it's what makes UConn one of the most dangerous teams in the country.
Well, I think case in point, she didn't have a basket today until 7 minutes into the game. Didn't need one because Strong and Fudd started out smoking hot. Chen's been good directing the show today. Good production off the bench, and Brady stepped on the sideline.
Yeah, that's the problem with post players, and I can say this as one of them. You got those big old feet on the sideline as you're stepping into. You have less room between the sideline and the three-point line to step into your shots.
That's your story, and you're sticking
That's
to it?
the big-footed woman's problem. I feel you, Ice.
What's still at stake in this fourth quarter? UConn a block away from setting a new NCAA tournament team record. They have a dozen already. And Brady held ball. Good recovery by Winter Rogers there for Arkansas State. Hey, don't forget coverage of the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship continues on CBS, TNT, TBS, and TruTV. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. Ducharme back into the ballgame for UConn, 33 in white. Griffin spins to the left hand.
That was a really nice defensive sequence for Rogers. She got that block initially, the held ball initially, then just there she came over to help and got the block.
Triple is good from Nate Brown, the grad student out of Toronto. Spins into the lane. Missed another gimme.
She's got really good footwork, though, when she gets inside and takes the extra step to get a clean look.
Shannon with the blow-by and a foul on the drive. Gets tangled up with Arnold. Everybody appears to be okay. There's looks on. What certainly would appear to be win number 137 of his NCAA tournament career. As the Huskies remember 30 years ago, this spring, that very first NCAA championship, 1995. 10 more since then. But it's been a minute. It started in 95, and the last ones, the four-peat, for Brianna Stewart and company, they are itching to put up another banner next to that 2016. It's already been a memorable few months for UConn basketball. Of course, Gino taking over the #1 spot, all-time winningest coach in D1. Got a couple of players up for the Naismith Hall of Fame. Diana Taurasi made it official, retiring. A lot of folks in my generation think she's the GOAT. And then Stewart and Collier, that new venture was a terrific debut. The winter season of unrivaled 3-on-3. A lot of good things happening around Connecticut. They'd love to cap it with another ring. And of course, the Burton Taurasi show.
Of course.
That should have, I buried the lead on that one. Good drive and kick. We'll get another look here. McAllister trying to take advantage. Good hustle.
Really nice effort by Arkansas State on that possession to get multiple looks at it. Continue to stay in attack mode. It's hard when you're down by this much, and this group has continued to play incredibly hard.
Al Alfie, another one that dings hard off the back iron. Arkansas State's got numbers in the trail. Morgan. Go.
Good job by Al Alfie to sprint the floor and get back after she misses the paint shot. She sprints back, gets the defensive board, doesn't hang her head.
Ramadan.
Not able to eat or drink sun up to sundown. Just the challenge that poses for any athlete who is observing Ramadan.
Approaching the 5-minute mark here in this fourth quarter. Her first taste of the NCAA tournament as well. Dana had to sit out last year with the Achilles injury. Here comes the 5-for-5 substitutions. Shout out, by the way, I mean, it's not going to show up on the scoreboard, but the preparation, they came in fearless. They came in focused. Destiny Rogers and her coaching staff, Lizzie Nestling, Rudy Evans, Colton Crowder, Angelica Alexander.
They talked about it being a season of firsts for these young women. I mean, pretty incredible for them to win their conference tournament, turn this program around in a short amount of time.
Aubrey Griffin knocks down a couple. Chen and now Caden Samuels will check in for the Huskies. Under 5 to go for a spot in the second round. And UConn will start to get ready for Oklahoma State or South Dakota State. That's coming up next on ESPN2 from Stores. Here on ABC, Juju Watkins and USC on deck. Here in Stores, first round action, it's 97-31. UConn 4 minutes and 40 seconds away from moving on. Of course, still lurking in this bracket as the #1 seed, Juju Watkins and Southern Cal.
Really excited to see how they are going to perform here in their first game of the 2025 NCAA tournament. Juju Watkins, Paige Bueckers are the two biggest stars in women's college basketball right now. They met earlier in December.
Check out how USC could be moving on, brought to you by United Airlines. Yeah, Juju won the regular season matchup. Paige won last year in the Elite Eight. They are on a collision course to face again in the Elite Eight out in Spokane.
I mean, the notion that it's impossible for both of the game's biggest stars to get to the Final Four is an absurdity of the bracketing this year.
I think all of America was hoping if they were going to play each other, it would be in Tampa. Hey, if somebody else knocks them out, great, good on you. But it's been a struggle for a lot of fans to accept the fact that that's how it came out with the selection committee. That one of them would not be able to go.
It's not ideal for the continued growth of women's college basketball. Speaking of that, though, at least we are beyond the point where tomorrow there's going to be some dip the toe in the waters women's basketball pundit saying, is UConn bad for women's basketball? I think those days are fortunately over.
That's over. Of course, the 1 seeds, UCLA, USC, Texas, and South Carolina. It's also possible you could have the 2 semifinals, one all Big Ten, the other all SEC. Ducharme in the lane.
If she continues to perform like she has today, she could be a real contributor down the road for UConn.
Yeah, the numbers are going to be gaudy as UConn tries to get over the century mark here. 34 points off of turnovers, 41 fast break points. Their bench has scored 30. Zabel, no. Al-Alfi. And a trip to the free throw line. Jana 53% on the season. USC coming up. Regular season champions in the Big Ten in their initial campaign in their new league. And then they lost to UCLA in the conference tournament as UConn hits 100.
You know, with USC, of course, we talk a lot about Juju Watkins and Kiki Iriafen, but that's a team that has some nice depth. They've got young players who come in off the bench who are at times this year hit big threes in big moments. This is a USC team that beat UConn in Hartford, beat UCLA in Westwood, has shown some real toughness. Yes, they lost the Big Ten tournament championship game, but they are a dangerous, talented, deep team.
Had a terrific freshman class this year. And then got Kiki out of the portal.
It sounds like actually needed to escape the portal, and they brought a key.
Shot clock violation. This is what our ESPN analytics says. The BPI, after that South Carolina game, UConn went to the top, and that's where they stayed. UConn and South Carolina, the two heavy favorites right now. It is a possibility they could meet. They're in the finals. They're on opposite sides of the bracket.
I do believe that UConn and South Carolina are the two teams playing the best basketball in the country right now.
Yeah, South Carolina looked fabulous in the SEC tournament, a romp over Texas in the final.
How about the way South Carolina shot the ball from 3 yesterday? They were 12 of 19 from the perimeter.
Final 2 minutes of this first round matchup. Everybody getting a hand on it. 13 blocks. They set a new school record for an NCAA tournament game. Azzi Fudd, Sarah Strong, Ashlyn Shade, all 20 points or better today. They're going to end up shooting probably around 60% and nearly 50% from downtown.
And an Arkansas State team that makes their first NCAA appearance comes in, and you know, they just overmatched against UConn, as I said, playing the best basketball in the country along with South Carolina, but an Arkansas State team that continued to fight, continued to work throughout the course of this game. Coach Rogers has to be pleased with the effort and, you know, the fight that her team showed today.
Things didn't look good after the Christmas holiday. And so Destiny Rogers had her players and her coaching staff write down 2 pieces of paper, what you want to leave behind in 2024 and what you want in 2025. She took her 2024 and burned it. They started out with a losing record the first couple of months. And since then, a new attitude. NCAA tournament written on some of those pieces of paper, and they made it happen. They win the Sun Belt Conference, and they start what hopefully will be a tradition now of postseason play for the Scarlet and Black. And now they can say they played in one of the palaces of college basketball here at Gamble Pavilion with all the history and tradition. But UConn showing us why they have so many banners in the rafters. And some of the big names in the women's game sending some statements in their opening rounds of this tournament. UConn will play either Oklahoma State or South Dakota State on Monday night, likely in prime time. 1 win away from a 31st consecutive Sweet 16. On their feet in stores, and the Huskies defeat Arkansas State. To 34, your final, as the three-pointer is good from Mimi McAllister. And UConn, the 4th team in this first round, hitting 100 or more points.